Hello.
Yes, madam, you can start.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ansa. Today we are going to discuss about new features in developer console in developers in summer's 2023 Salesforce. So when coming to introduction, there are a lot of releases we have in this summer 23 release. And let's have a look into that. And there are a lot of upgradations and some fields got retired in this release. So let's look into that. So here, the first one is quickly create full sandbox. The quickly create full sandbox feature, it allows the developers to create a sandbox quickly from the development org. Even before, when we see before this release, developers are lagging that time. They need to wait for some time, and then that sandbox will develop, and then they will execute it. Now there is no need to wait. It is they reduce the time so that the developers can develop it in quick way. This can save developers significant amount of time, as they no longer need to wait sandboxes to be created or refreshed. This feature is available for eligibility, Hyperforce instance. To use the features, developer need to have managed sandbox user permissions. Here we have some benefits. Let's have a look in that. We can save time by quickly creating a full sandbox, reduce the risks or errors by testing the changes in sandbox before deploying to the production, improves the performance of applications by testing changes in sandboxes with similar data set to production. These are the benefits. Well, how to use it? You have to go to setup and development. There you have to go for sandboxes. Click a create new sandbox. Select the quick create full sandbox at option. Enter the name and description of the sandbox which you want. Depending upon your requirement, you can enter the name and then click create. And here the conclusion is the quickly create full sandbox features is a valuable tool for Salesforce developers. It can save developers time and help to improve the quality of their applications. Let's go to the second one. Deploy scalable apps and analyze system performance with Scale Center. Scale Center is a new tool that helps Salesforce developers to deploy scalable apps and analyze system performance. Scale Center provides self-service and near-time access to perform metrics. Developers can use Scale Center to diagnose root cause and act on scale issues earlier in the development cycle. Scale Center can help improve scalability of your Salesforce implementations. Coming to how to use, go to Setup, Scale Center, click on Performances Metric tab, click the metrics that you want to view, click on the View button. This is how you can navigate. Coming to the conclusion, Scale Center is a valuable tool for Salesforce developers who want to deploy scalable apps and analyze system performance. It provides self-service access to performance metrics, near real-time data, and ability to diagnose root cause of performance issues. You can check all your root cause performance issues here itself. This is the very crucial tool for developers in Salesforce. This is the image. Here we can it is showing what is the average visual forces. We can see here average and where it is showing Apex SOAP report REST API, and this is where they can see the scale. So next I'm going to the next one. Implement iterable on set in Apex. As we did some sets and lists before, so we all know that we have some methods in lists as well as in sets. Now Salesforce introduced these iterates over sets and also in list. It is available in both. Actually, this was what do you say, requested in 2014. It got enabled now. Iterable set is enabled now. And sorry, and there is also one method in set. We can use this in both set and list. String join method. We know that we have seen some methods. By using the string join methods, we can join our string into one what do you say, letter.
One string.
One string, yes, one string. All these different strings can be in a one string. For this, I will show one small example in my org. One second, sir. See, here I have given set string letters. New
No,
set
we are
string.
not able to see your screen. We are able to see we are able to see your presentation. I think you have to share entire screen. Otherwise, you can stop and you can share again.
Yes, sir. 1 second. Sir.
So this is the latest feature in the development. It is a good feature. So previously, if you want to combine all the lists into one string, so we have
Can
to
you
use
see?
all those things. Yeah, we can see. Yeah, now we can
Here,
see.
I have taken one set and I'm giving all the strings here. Before we used to just print our string like this. And now with using the string join method, I will show how it will execute. You can see my developer window, right? Sorry, Apex code. You can see my Apex code.
Yes,
Okay.
it's visible.
And directly you can execute that code in that anonymous window. No need to execute class and method.
Yes, sir. Much.
Okay, you can, no problem.
See, if we print it, it will show like this. With string join method, it will show like this. It is showing as a mango, right? It is joining all the strings. So that is the reason it is showing like this. Hope you understand. If you want, I will show you one more thing also, like sir said. Now I think you can understand the difference.
Yes.
We are joining the string. So going back to here. Now coming to the opt-in for event log file generation. Previously, all instances received eligible event log file automatically. This is what is it? It is automatically, it is an enable field. Now this update adds a new preference settings in the event monitor settings page. Whenever you select whether or not generate and receive event log files, it is up to you if you want to select, if you want to enable or disable, you can do that. This is the feature we have in this log file generation, event log file generation. Then asynchronous circle retirement. Basically, we haven't gone, okay. Asynchronous means whatever the circles we are writing in org or developer console, it will run behind these at the database. Now the Salesforce is terminating it. So it is calling it as a retirement. Now Salesforce is retiring an asynchronous SOQL feature in summer 23 release. So if developers should start planning to migrate their code to use asynchronous SOQL before the summer 23 release. This SOQL will be replaced by the bulk API and batch Apex.
Yeah, so what is the meaning of async SOQL is? So already we discussed SOQL queries now, right, in the class. So if you execute SOQL queries, what will happen? We'll get the results immediately. It will not wait. We don't need to wait. It will get immediately. Within a seconds, we'll get. Async means it will execute in the later, not immediately, after 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whenever the servers are available. That is the difference. Okay. Synchronous means it will execute immediately. Asynchronous means it will execute later. Okay. So that is the reason. So that asynchronous SOQL is going to stop now in this release. We are not going to use that asynchronous SOQL. Even no need to use that one. Instead of that, what we can do is batch Apex. Batch Apex also one is asynchronous Apex that we are going to discuss in upcoming topics. Okay, just remember asynchronous SOQL is going to retire. That's it.
Okay. So benefits of returning asynchronous SOQL is the bulk API and batch Apex are more reliable and scalable than asynchronous SOQL. 1 second. Okay. The bulk sorry, I have written this 2 times. Returning asynchronous SOQL will help to improve the performance of Salesforce platform. Then how to migrate from asynchronous SOQL. Developers should start by identifying all of the code that use asynchronous SOQL. Once the code has been identified, developers should start to migrate it into the bulk API or batch Apex. There are a number of resources available to help developers to migrate their code, including the Salesforce documentation and the Salesforce developer blogs that we have to search and we can take help. And coming to the conclusion, the retirement of asynchronous SOQL is a significant change for Salesforce developers. However, the bulk API and batch Apexes are more reliable and scalable alternatives. Developers should start planning to migrate their code that uses asynchronous SOQL before the summer 23 release. So who are having SOQL asynchronous, they should migrate. So 1 second. Okay. You can no longer create a new process builders. Before we are able to create a process builders. Now, as per time limit and just like workflow rules, you can no longer create a new process builders. Workflow rules, you cannot clone you even cannot clone the existing processor builders as a new process. You can still activate or deactivate and edit your existing processor builders and continue to create automation in Flow Builder. We can only create automations in Flow Builders and process builders are not available. They are available, only the existing processor builders are there. We can't create the new one, or even we can't clone them. Process builder is being retired. So that is the reason they have removed it from the Salesforce. Salesforce is retiring the process builders and workflow rules in favor of Flow. Flow is a more powerful and flexible automation tool that can do everything that process builder and workflow rule can do and more. Flow is the future of Salesforce automation. Salesforce is investing heavily in Flow, and it is the clear future for Salesforce automation. Flow is more powerful and easy and flexible to use process builders and workflow rules. Process builder is not being actively developed. Salesforce is no longer actively developing the process builders. This means that there is no future being added to process builder, and any bugs that are found are not being fixed within the process builders. If you are currently using the process builder, you should start planning to migrate your automation to Flow. There are a number of resources available to help you to migrate automation, including Salesforce documentation and Salesforce developer blog. So before, this is how cloning process is happening. Now there is no option to clone a new process. Here you can see in this picture. So coming to next. REST URIs and no longer accept file extensions. Here, even URIs are getting retired in Salesforce. So Salesforce is retiring the ability of specific file extensions in REST URIs. This change will take effect in summer 23 release. Developers who are currently using file extensions in REST URIs will need to update their code. Reasons for this change: the ability to specific file extension in REST URIs was never intended to be a permanent feature. The feature was introduced as a temporary workaround for a problem with the Salesforce REST API. The problem with Salesforce REST API has been fixed. So then the need for the workaround is no longer necessary. They fixed the REST API, so there is no need of this any longer. Impact of this change. Developers who are currently using file extensions in REST URIs will need to update their code. The update code will need to use the new REST URI format, which doesn't include file extensions. The Salesforce documentation has been updated to reflect the new REST URI format. Metadata API change. There have been number of changes in metadata API changes in this release. For the retirement of service field data type, metadata type to the various new analytics and customization features. There are really a lot of exciting enhancements coming in this summer 23. But in this also, there is a service field data is getting retired. So please note it. Here, new and changed Lightning Web Components. In the summer 23 release, there are few changes of Lightning Web Components. The Lightning Card and Lightning Tree Grid components have new attributes. The Lightning Icon component has some changes to meet WCAG 2.1 accessibility standards. And the heading tags for the component now have an Arial level attributes, which can be used to differentiate heading levels for area compliant screen readers. And last one, here the transfer package ownership to a different dev hub, GA. Salesforce is making ability to transfer one package ownership to the different dev hub, generally available in summer 23 release. This is very available in 23 release. This feature allows developers to transfer ownership of package from one dev hub to the another. This can be useful for a number of reasons, such as moving a package to a new dev hub org that is closer to the production org, sharing package with another team or organization, transferring ownership of package to a new developer. To transfer package ownership, you will need to use the sfdx transfer package command. There is a command, it is sfdx transfer package command. That command takes the following parameters. Sorry. The name of the package to be transferred, the dev hub or org ID of the org that will own the package, the username of the user who will own the package. One second. Yes, these are the parameters we have to give for the command. Then we can transfer. And prerequisites. You must have the following permissions. Permission to create and edit a package. Permission to access the dev hub box that you want to transfer the package to and from whom you have to transfer and from where you have to get the package. This is the prerequisites. Okay, now let's see some interview-based questions. What are the some new features of developers in Salesforce Summer 2023? There are a number of new features for a developer in Salesforce Summer 23, including the ability of transfer package ownership to a different dev hub, the introduction of new Lightning Web Components, change to metadata API, the retirement of process builder, the introduction of new REST URI format. These are the things we have to say if we face the interview. What are the benefits of new features for developers in Salesforce Summer? The new features of developers in Summer Salesforce Summer offers a new number of benefits, including increased flexibility and control over package management, new and improved Lightning Web Components for building better user experience, enhanced metadata API for easier access to metadata, increased security and compliance with the retirement of the process builder, improved performance and scalability with the new REST URI format. What are the prerequisites for using the new features for developers in Salesforce Summer 23? The prerequisites for using the new features for developers in Salesforce Summer 23 vary depending upon the feature. However, some general prerequisites includes having the latest version of Salesforce CLI installed, being familiar with Salesforce development environment, having basic understanding of the new features. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the presentation. It is good. So please remember all these features, at least 5 to 6 points. So whenever in the interview is asking what are the summer 23 features, at least you have to give 5 to 6 points. Okay. So really good, madam. It is helpful. So all these things. And just one suggestion, madam. So for example, you are saying, right, asynchronous software. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you can add one sample software, what is asynchronous software and syntax, and you can explain like, oh, this is a asynchronous software syntax. It is going to explain. For example, you are saying REST URI is improving performance. Like what is the REST URI sample syntax? What is previously not supporting? What is latest coming? You can get that image also in the blogs or anywhere, right? In the webs, wherever I want. So
sir.
Just add that so that we can understand, right? What is the asynchronous software syntax? At least
Even though it
is going to retirement, so we should say this is a old syntax. Now it is not available like that. Even for REST URI and something. See, for example, you can see you are added a process builder image. There is no clone option, and you cannot do anything. So by seeing image, you can understand clearly. Okay, there is no clone option for the process builder for Summer 23. So similarly, we should understand what is asynchronous software, old syntax, which is
sure, sir.
Okay, sir. Apart from that, it is good, man. Everything is good. We are able to understand clearly. Thank you for the time.